Y'all see him in the streets struggling, young, dumb, and thuggin', give a fuck about nothing. Stuck at rock bottom, trying to come up on something. Pumping from sundown to sun.
What's guys, you just here. Welcome back to my channel. We're back to the reaction to Peaky Blinders. It's the final season, season 6, episode 2, Black Shirt. I have no idea what that title is actually referenced to, so I'm not going to attempt to guess, but one thing I did want to discuss before we actually hop in this episode is what went down last episode with the passing of Polly Gray, and I guess their ultimate decision to kill her off. It's definitely not the route that I would have gone, but hey, I'm not a writer or creator of the show, so I definitely respect their decision, and now that I've had a little bit more time to think about it, I definitely appreciate what they did, because we wouldn't have gotten that great scene with the entire cast and them paying their respects and having a moment of silence, not only for Polly, but for Helen McCrory as well, because it was honestly beautiful and I freaking loved it. But now that we have seen Michael is locked up, I don't expect him to be locked up for long, so I'm super excited for him to get out because we do know that he is coming for Tommy, and if he does, I think that's going to be the end for Michael. But yeah, I'm pretty much ready to jump right in. Check out this episode. If you guys look for my full reactions to the show, the link to my Patreon is down in the description below. If you're not subscribed to the channel, now is a very good time to click that button down below. Smash the like button while you're there. With that said, let's jump right in. Let's check it out. Let's go.
There will be a war in this family, and one of you will die.
You've been too busy to punish the people who killed her. How was the family?
I like that they're still including Polly, even if it's just little snippets like that.
She's all better, Tommy. Came back for nothing.
They made it seem like such a big deal last episode.
Appointment is in 1 hour. Stay here, you can come.
Wants to double check, make sure everything's alright, I'm guessing. Nothing better happened to the kids. That'd be too dark, but this show, they always go the dark route.
Everything's clear.
That's a relief.
Someone breaking in. Get the gun.
Tommy!
Lizzie's the G, goes right for the gun. Holy fuck, that's a lot of blood. I've said it before, but I can't even imagine going to war and then having to deal with the after effects. Constant flashbacks to it. Silence.
You must say nothing. Say nothing about the present situation in this city. Say nothing about hunger. Say nothing about jobs. But those in greener pastures, they may speak.
Crazy that we're still dealing with like all those same issues. Hunger, unemployment, housing.
Because the king, all the king's horses and all the king's men.
Want you to be silent. But it is you.
It's hard for me as a reactor.
Who must suffer
Sorry,
the cuts
Tommy.
in wages.
Now that this bitch is known for being the cause of Polly's death, or at least part of it, I freaking hate her.
You both have reasons to hate me.
I
To
hate
seek
you.
revenge for the killing.
Don't say it.
We do not mention the name of the dead in company. On the key, and the Shelby family. Business comes before issues of vengeance.
Our agreement was we meet in a crowded place.
No need for crowds. We need you alive.
You know, Mr. Shelby, even though we've been doing business for a while, we've never met in person.
Yeah, she always seems like so confident over the phone. Here,
And compassion.
she's like a little mouse.
So what happened in Boston?
Jack Nelson said no.
Are we accepting no as an answer?
He's coming to find proof that fascism will prevail. And you and I are going to help him in that task.
I thought you were a socialist.
Since I've entered politics, I've learned that the line doesn't go out from the middle to the left and the right. It goes in a circle. You go far enough left, eventually you'll meet someone who's gone far enough right to get to the same place.
Yeah, Mr. White. Yes, science.
It's like such a simple analogy, but it's still so cool. Maybe because it's just Tommy doing it.
All you have to do is sit with Jack Nelson and talk to him about a new golden age and let him put a pin in the map of Ireland for the President of the United States.
Came to collect Arthur and put him to bed. Found him in Garrison Lane with a syringe in his hand.
For fuck's sakes. Again, come on, Arthur. I know he's dealing with a lot right
Two
now.
brothers in need. But yours is the more urgent, Tommy. Will you
That
come with
pisses me off.
So, Lord McKee, you gonna help me change the world?
Mr. Shelby, this meeting is not what I expected. Never is.
Is that a yes?
Ada knows.
My answer's yes. The answer's always yes.
Ada knows that too.
I'm expected.
First guy looks Jewish. There's a certain Jew in this show that we do know.
Oh,
And Mr. Solomon's no longer tolerates the smoking of tobacco in his presence.
Mr. Solomons.
I always thought that opera was just fat people fucking shouting.
Yeah?
Tom
What do
Hardy.
you think now?
Ever since my own death, I have been somewhat haunted by it. Do not like that. No. Were you not told I have a condition?
He was warned.
I was told, Alfie.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Since you've been sat here writing your opera, a member of your family has died. The truth is, your uncle is dead. Boston is gone. And you, once the big man who ran Camden Town, now can't even extinguish another man's cigarette, let alone his fucking life.
Don't kick a man while he's down.
Alfie.
Flick the butt.
Fucking final act, right? Just a final fucking act.
Alfie, I think I may have written your final act. I have 5 tons of pure, refined opium.
That's
I've
the
men
final act.
willing to distribute it. The income would be immediate and would shift the balance of power in Boston back in favour of the Solomons family.
Come on, Elfie. Get back on board.
In the final act that I'm giving you, Alfie, it is you who takes the revenge.
How much is a ton?
Johnny?
So he's in.
Only me today. I came to say goodbye.
She seems so devious. Look at his little pajamas.
When you go to London, stay away from the devil.
I have no interest in a dead man.
You
Jack
planning
says
on killing
yes.
him off?
Well, you tell Jack to wait. If anyone's going to kill Tommy Shelby,
It will be you.
I've tried my best to get his head some junk.
Johnny Dogs, we know he can be difficult.
My brother, Tommy, Johnny Dogs.
He's gonna be a problem.
Invited me. I said, wear a black fucking shirt.
Take your shirt off and give it me.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Take your fucking shirt off and give it me now.
Where you been?
And Amy tells me you've been hanging out with Mosley.
Yes, Mimic.
Yeah?
And they give me fucking respect.
Yeah. What do you give them? Snow and junk from the company warehouse.
Become friends with him.
Look at your brother.
Oh, fuck.
Smack some sense into him. Tough love.
You fucking slapped me.
Before I went to America, I wrote a letter.
yeah, we
To Linda.
Linda?
This is what I got back. A few days ago. Have a look.
Did he just give me and Arthur some hope? 'Cause we need Linda back in our lives.
as a Christian woman, I do believe in forgiveness.
Yeah, the word do is underlined. Arthur, I'm not Christian,
There's still a chance.
but I also believe in forgiveness. He stayed clean for 2 weeks. I'll write Linda another letter, because I know who she is.
I hope this is real and he's not just doing it to clean him up.
First, I need you back. I need me brother. Send you. Here we go. Really fucking
You stand in the middle and do nothing to me. You're not fucking me. You really know you.
That's what he's there for.
Oh, you man, I'll take your fucking eye.
Not here! Not here!
Ladies and gentlemen, the future Prime Minister of this great country, Sir Oswald Mosley.
Not clapping for him. Stare down. Oh, she looks evil too. Didn't like that. Not one bit.
Report to me, Shelby.
Officially, Jack Nelson is in London to buy import licenses. As you can see from this private letter, he is far from a neutral point of view.
Tommy's definitely playing both sides right now to his advantage.
Look at the bottom of the second paragraph.
Individually Jews are fine, but as a race they stink. Elizabeth, do you even know why the bridge to President Roosevelt is so important?
It's Lizzie, bitch.
Actually, no. I don't really know much about this business at all. But I have fucked your future husband. So I know lots of things about him.
Mr. Shelby,
Yes.
I hope that by suggesting we meet in church, it might make us both more cautious with lies and truth. You want me to allow you to enter my city and deal narcotics that'll kill people? There are some people in this country who I'd like to meet.
It's getting serious now.
Fascists.
Not the ones in boots and black shirts, the ones in tuxedos.
We have a deal, Mr. Nelson.
I'll think a great deal about what you've said.
Didn't agree to it right there.
Ruby?
I'm getting scared now.
What are you doing, love?
I can hear voices.
What?
Coming
Yo, I'm getting chills.
Voices. The grey man. Says he's coming for me.
The Gray Man.
And he's coming with Daddy as well.
I'm super nervous right now. Like the horror aspect that they're adding to this. This is so messed up, but it's being shot so well. Tommy, you need help, man.
Mr. Shelby? Everything's fine. Hello?
Tommy, she has a temperature of 101 and nothing is working. Just
Holy
get in.
hell.
Is he?
Please.
Is he?
Can't even wait for a response. It's that serious. I just don't know where this is coming from. Like, what's causing all this? Clearly someone has it out for them.
Put me through to the number I gave you. For Esme Shelby Lee.
Esme. I didn't even think about her. Would Esme do that? No. This is family we're talking about here, right? But she's always been upset about John, and she was kind of like kicked out, not really kicked out of the family, but like sent away from what I remember. Or she kind of decided to no longer be a part of it. Is this her getting back at them? Holy shit. When was the last time we saw her? Yo, that is crazy. If it's actually her, I guess it is. They kind of confirmed it at the end with him just even saying the name out loud, but holy shit. That is a big reveal. That's definitely not something that I would have thought up. I did not see that coming. That kind of came out of left field for me because I was asking all episode, like, where is it? Actually, right before that, I was asking, where is this coming from? Like, what is causing all this right now? But yeah. All right, guys, that was Peaky Blinders, final season, season 6, episode 2, Black Shirt. Things really got crazy at the end there. I gotta say, the horror aspect that they're adding to the show right now, it's really working for me. Ever since we saw the very first episode, as soon as it was mentioned that Ruby is sick, and like she was repeating stuff back, like chanting. I don't know, I've said it before, like when it comes to like possessions and curses and cults and all that type of stuff, man, it just freaks me the hell out. But seeing how it's done in the show, and I gotta say too, props to whoever directed this. I actually have it in front of me here. Anthony, I'm gonna say it wrong. Byron. I don't know. I'm definitely getting the name wrong, but I apologize to him. But he's freaking doing an incredible job. I think he did the first episode as well with the season premiere. But man, the shots that they're doing in the show, they're really standing out. I don't know if it's just me or if I'm just picking up on them more. But this season especially, they've always done a great job with the show. Don't get me wrong, but the shots that they're doing for this season, man, they've absolutely been incredible. We're only 2 episodes in, but yeah, there's a few things I definitely want to talk about during this recap. The first is obviously the curse and Ruby, now Esme, the sickness. I definitely want to talk about Arthur also, his recovery, and Linda. I don't know if it's 100% real, if Linda's actually coming back, but we'll talk about that. And I guess the other thing I do want to just kind of bring up now before I actually forget is Ada. And she kind of brought it up. She was saying, like, I can never be Polly. I can never step into that role, or I'll never be what Polly was. I think she is showing this season that she is already doing that by basically going and grabbing Arthur, writing on his chest, threatening the drug dealers afterwards that, hey, if you sell to him again, like, we'll carve into your chest your names or whatever. So I think she kind of is, without her even realizing it, she kind of is already falling into the role of Polly, which is kind of cool to see because she's always been right under, or I guess working right underneath Polly, and Polly's kind of always been there for her and training her. So to see her kind of take on the role of Polly in the family, it's honestly a nice thing to see. And she needs to give herself a little bit more credit because Ada, she's come a long way. Like I said this before, even I think going back to last season, like how far she's came, because going back to the first season with her running down the streets when she's supposed to be out and hiding with Freddie, she's running down the streets in her wedding dress. Like that was like young, dumb, naive Ada. And even when she was getting drunk at the wedding, at I think it was John's wedding, like that was, she really annoyed me back then. But seeing where she is now, like she's super responsible, she seems like super grown up, super wise. And it just kind of occurred to me going back to the other show I'm watching with Game of Thrones, but there's another character that I mentioned is really grown up and wise, Sansa, and I could definitely see some parallels there. So yeah, I really do appreciate the Ada character now. And I just wanted to give her some credit, give her a shout out, because even if she's not giving herself credit in regards to not living up to Polly or her expectations in the family and her role in the family, I'm definitely gonna give her a shout out, give her some praise, because I feel like she earned it. She definitely deserves it. But yeah, I really enjoyed that scene with her and Tommy this episode as well, where she was basically going over all that and the mentioning of Polly. There was a few mentions of Polly. This episode actually started out with just another quote from Polly. They actually said that in the season premiere also. That's something that they keep on going back to. I don't know if that's going to be, that line or that quote is going to be appearing every single episode. But hey, I'm here for it. Any bit of inclusion that we can have of Polly, even though her character is gone now, I'm fully on board for it. I am freaking loving it. The other thing I should mention too, because I said I was going to talk about more Ruby and Arthur, I didn't really mention this yet, and it's just the fact that Tommy's kind of playing all sides right now. He's kind of like, it's like he's looking at the war table, the battlefield. He's seeing all these chess pieces, all his enemies. He's kind of working them. He knows how to use them and use them against each other and put them against each other. I feel like that's kind of what he's doing right now. He's just biding his time until eventually he's going to, like, hopefully, this is my plan, and one swift move, take them all out at once. But I don't know how he's eventually going to do that, but I really feel like by the time the season is through, he might even have to go back to some previous enemies in the past, because who was that? Oh, man, it's going to kill me that I forget his name now, because he was such a cool freaking villain in the show. But I think it was going back to season 2, the Italian. It's going to kill me. I don't want to look it up, but I don't think he was ever fully dealt with. And this is the same dude that appeared in Game of Thrones also, the one that cut off, I don't want to give a spoiler for anybody that hasn't seen it, but yeah, he did something to another character, removing a limb from him, let's just say. So I forget his name in the show. Not Savini. Sabini? It's been so long since we've actually seen him. I think he's still out there, though. Like, as far as I'm aware, they've mentioned him. He hasn't actually been dealt with. He's still alive out there, even though we haven't actually seen him. Imagine if Tommy went back and grabbed him. And there was somebody else I mentioned this show, or this episode as well. It's one of my favorite Russians, even though, let's just remember that this show is a lot different than what's going on in the real world right now. And yeah, prayers and monster respect, and my thoughts are definitely with Ukraine, but let's keep politics out of it, even though politics are a heavy part of the show, because my favorite Russian, the Duchess, where is she at in her fine ass? Because we haven't seen her in a while, ever since, what was it, season 3? So hopefully they bring her back also, because yeah, I'm a huge fan of her. I freaking loved her character. She was great, and she said she was still going to be out there doing her thing. So hopefully they can eventually bring her back. The reason why I'm saying this is because it is the final season, so if Tommy they find a way for Tommy to bring back his enemies, bring back old characters, I don't know, it would just be super, super appreciated on my behalf. But yeah, I just don't know how he's eventually going to take them all out. I don't think Mosley's going to make it out this season. I know I said that season 5, but because he survived that season, I do feel like he was only kept around to eventually be the villain of this season, take him out as well. And I don't know, I'm just done with him. And then who's this new girl that he's with? I guess his new, I don't even think it's a mistress. I think it's his actual girlfriend, but whoever he's with now, she seems like she's gonna be playing a bigger part, because she was giving a lot of eye contact to Tommy, like they were like staring at each other, like stare down. So I feel like she's gonna be a problem moving forward. We did meet Uncle Jack also. I didn't get a good read on him. He seems pretty wise, like he has a good head on his shoulders, cool, calm, collected. And those are the villains that I really do worry about, because the ones that kind of just go off and like can't really control themselves, I feel like they're easier to deal with in the long run, or in the long scheme of things. But when it comes to these characters or these villains like Mosley and now Uncle Jack, I don't know, they have a good head, or yeah, a good head on their shoulders. So I feel like they're gonna be a lot harder to actually take out. But Mosley, he is pissing me off. Just the smirking that he was doing, even when Tommy was speaking at that function. He's so like pompous. I said that before also, but I'm just not a fan. He's playing the part super well. Nothing against the actor. He's playing the role. I don't think we're supposed to like him. So yeah, props to him as well. But seeing how he interacts with everyone, and then his girl interacting with Lizzie, man, that pissed me off also. Like, well, I don't want to do the impression of her, so I'm just going to say it in a regular voice, but we're done with the Lizzie name. That's not appropriate. How about Elizabeth? Like, I know it's like proper, or whatever you want to call it, but I'm just not a fan of it, not a fan of her character. We're just meeting her, so yeah, she's playing her role well as well. But let's go to Arthur now, because I feel like the time's come where I do need to speak about that. The one thing I do want to kind of ask you guys, because I don't know, if I'm giving my opinion, I don't think Tommy's lying about that, but we have seen in the past, he knows how to use certain things against people to get his way. So either way, if he is using that or he's actually lying about Linda and actually being in contact with her and he just, for all I know, wrote himself that postcard himself, in the end, he is using it to clean up Arthur, his brother, but he's using, I don't know. This is where I'm lost because I know with Tommy, family is important, but he always does what's in his best interest also. But when it comes to his family, sometimes helping out his family helps out himself even more. So obviously he wants to get Arthur clean because it's his brother, but he also wants Arthur clean for business because he knows having a good, solid Arthur on his side, the one that knows can keep like focus on the mission ahead. That's a good Arthur to have on your side because when he's a rabid dog, yes, he can go off and he can be a freaking straight killer. But having an Arthur that's focused, I feel like that's an even better weapon. So Tommy knows that he's definitely going to clean up Arthur because that the first mention of Linda right away, even in that state when he was all fucked up right there, whatever was going on in his head, like whatever he was on, he was definitely messed up when he showed up there. And that whole scene, I was kind of laughing, but at the same time, I feel it's hard to watch because I love the Arthur character. He's the freaking man. He's one of my favorite characters in the show. So seeing him in that state, that's rough. But the second that Linda was mentioned, man, it's like his head got clear. His vision started to come back. So that was great to see. I don't know if Tommy is lying. I don't think he is. But at the same time, Linda, she seemed like pretty adamant that she's not coming back and that she is done with Arthur. So time changes, everyone. So we shall see. Hopefully we do see Linda again. And it is real. She does come back. Arthur does clean up. And yeah, they get back together again. I'm a sucker. I said it before in my last reaction. I think it was The Walking Dead, episode 12 of season 11. Justice loves love. And if you guys have seen my reactions before, you guys know how much I love Arthur and how much I love the Linda character. So seeing them back together again, that would definitely warm my heart. And that would give us a happy ending, at least for those two characters. And it's definitely something I do want to see by the end of this season. Fingers crossed, because yeah, you guys know I love Linda. Freaking for my sake and for Arthur's sake, hopefully she does come back. But yeah, the last thing I do want to talk about, actually I'm looking at a picture right now right in front of me, Elfie. So it was cool to see him also. Before I forget, Tom Hardy, I'm glad that he's been a part of every single season. I don't think he's missed any seasons. Even though he's played like, or more or less just cameos for certain ones, I just love the fact that he's still part of the show, especially because we know that his name is bigger now. Like he's doing movies, Venom, and God knows what else he's a part of. But yeah, he's a big Hollywood star. So seeing him to like find time out of his big blockbuster schedule, that's pretty cool. I think so, at least, that he's still being a part of the show. I don't know like how close he is with Cillian Murphy, but maybe it's just because he wants to act with him and hang out with him a little bit more. But yeah, definitely, I'm definitely a fan of his. So seeing him back in the show is super cool to see. But yeah, going back to the start of what I originally was talking about in Ruby, I don't know where they're going with this sickness. I love the horror aspect of the show. It's actually freaking me out a bit, but hopefully nothing bad actually happens to her, that they don't actually kill off one of his kids. Like, that would be pretty dark, but hey, they just killed off Polly, so I don't know where they're going to go with this final season. I have no idea, but fingers crossed as well that they don't take out any of the children. Protect the kids at all costs, especially the Shelby children. But yeah, when it comes to the horror aspect that they're doing right now, it's definitely adding another element to the show that I'm really enjoying. So hopefully they do keep that going throughout, because even with the passing of Polly and the gypsy stuff, like the afterlife, like they're definitely superstitious when it comes to it all. So I feel like it makes sense that it is now a part of the show now more than ever. That's basically the way that I'm trying to say it. But yeah, hopefully no real harm comes from her, but at the same time, hopefully they do keep the theme going of the horror aspect in the show, because I love it so much. But I think that was the main things that I did really want to touch on. Arthur's recovery, hopefully by the end of the season. I feel like just the mentioning of Linda this episode, he's already on the path to recovery. So hopefully he is fully recovered by the end of the season, cleans himself up, gets back together with Linda, and Linda comes back. Hopefully nothing bad happens to Ruby. I think you guys know, like, you guys can probably tell, like, I really want a happy ending. I don't think everybody's going to get a happy ending. If everybody else does get a happy ending in the show, I wouldn't be surprised if something really bad happens to Tommy. But Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this recap. I did enjoy this episode. It really picked up near the end there. Once the horror stuff came back, they started going like full throttle. So yeah, we have 4 episodes left, guys. Final season. It's kind of crazy. Black Shirt. I don't know if every episode, they probably already said every single title for the remaining episodes, but what was the first one? Was the first one Black Sunday? No, that was an older one. I gotta go back, but I think there's a black theme running throughout. So is every episode gonna have black in the title? That could be a theme. Maybe it's just a dark, letting us know it's gonna be a dark season, a dark finale, how things actually wrap up. Hopefully not. We shall see. As always, definitely let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys can like, subscribe, it really helps my channel grow. Until next time, I am out. Enjoy your day. Peace.
Well, I didn't smoke enough for you, didn't drink enough for you, wasn't fun enough for you, wasn't good enough for you, damn. You play me like a yo-yo and shit. Well, I am not the one to be yo-yo, and when you put that shit on me, then I watch you leave, let you back in, you came back in and shit on me, drag me along for a week.